Hello, it's a rainy day out here in the over there. Looking across the vast wastelands of the over there. And the outpost, which I cannot get into because they don't like me. Lots of things to fight though. Such as this thorny succulent. Stuck in hell level on many of my characters. It's been sort of bottlenecked, shall I say, bottlenecked. Level 30 on my mage, 40 on my monk. That's just how the grind goes. It's Saturday. Enjoying my day off. Days off are the best. And they're so much better with EverQuest. Part of a good life, work balance, is being able to play EverQuest on your days off. Low on life. I think I better recuperate. Back to using bandages. It's definitely worth getting this skill up for melee. Someday I'll be able to heal up to 70% of my life. That would be amazing. But this cuts the downtime a lot. The one part I don't enjoy about Monk is the weight penalty. Alright, we're above 50% life now, but that doesn't mean we're ready to fight yet. It means we're close. I have to wait for a mend. You know, I'm really in the mood for sushi today. I'm not a huge sushi person. However, it was on my mind. I don't like the crunchy stuff on the sushi and that sauce they put on the outside. It just makes it a little messy. And what I like about sushi is it's so clean and neat. Alright, we'll use mint and I'll sit down for just a bit longer. So I do like the Philadelphia roll sushi. It's got some cream cheese, a little cucumber piece, and maybe some crab meat. That's a really good sushi. Wraps in that sticky rice. I use very little, if any, soy sauce. I find it would be very salty. It's like they don't use table salt, they just use a little soy sauce to salten up the foods. Maybe that's the wrong impression I'm getting, but that's how I see it. And I'm not a fan of wasabi sauce. Ooh, it's got a burn to it. And I enjoy burny foods. Okay, we have to find a new target now. So I'm not seeing much of anything near me. I don't want to go running off to drag something over here. Where is everything? Okay, well there's a saber-tooth tiger. I'm in the mood to eat healthy food today. And just when I'm in the mood, I don't have anything healthy in my fridge. It's usually the opposite. I buy healthy foods, and then I'll have them, but then I'll be in the mood to eat terrible, junky foods. This time I want to eat something healthy, but I have nothing. So my favorite fruits are pineapples, grapes. Apples are okay. Anything citrus is good. When I peel oranges though, I like to get all that white stuff off, the pulpy covering, the orange fascia. I like to peel it all off. I love the damage on the monk. But sushi would be the ideal meal for today for lunch. It's 10:30 a.m. I plan to upload this video right after I'm done recording. And it'll be another couple videos, I think, before I'm level 41 and out of hell level. I kind of wish that I was near Split Paw to level up. Oh, he's taking off. Pay attention. This is the best view. And down it goes. I don't even bother looting these. I'm sure there's some valuable furs and skins or whatever. But I find them more trouble than they're worth. There's no vendor nearby and it'll just bring down my AC. Now look at all the traffic. So what do you do on a Saturday? Well, it's too hot to go outside and do anything outdoors. You risk skin damage. And I don't want to get skin damage. Such a shame. I live in an area where you can't spend too much time outdoors. Ooh, this root beer is freezing cold. Just grabbed it. The fishing is something I enjoy doing. I like to pan fish. I also like to fish for bass. And the way I fish for bass is you can get some jerk baits, of course. But I like to Texas rig a worm. And Texas rigging a worm is where you fish at the bottom of a river or lake. And the waters in Texas are too murky to see to the bottom. They're not like clear streams or creeks in other areas of the country. The water you cannot see to the bottom. It's muddy. And so you risk getting your worm and hook snagged at the bottom because there's all kinds of stuff you can't see at the bottom. So you have to protect your worm from getting snagged, the hook. So there's a way you use a type of hook where you put the worm and you bury the hook point back into the worm so none of the point is exposed. And then you have a bullet weight at the front of the worm and it's got a taper to it so it glides, and you drag the worm along the bottom and it works very well. It's my favorite way to fish for bass. Texas rig and you fish at the bottom of the river or the lake. And since I don't have a boat, I fish from the banks. Another fun way to fish is to panfish. So I use a float. Some people call them bobbers. That's the way I like to fish. And then you can use peas, corn, bread balls. The best are the worms, little worms. But you have to have the right size hook because panfish have small mouths. Those are like bluegills or even crappie. They got bigger mouths. All right, we're ready to fight. It's a tigress this time. And the reason they call them panfish is because they're small enough to fit in a pan. You get one fillet off of them, fillet. And I guess a good size bluegill, you might get one fillet that you can make a fish sandwich out of. That sounds good. You catch them fresh. I don't know how to cook fish, and for a good while I was actually a vegetarian. I have a very weak stomach, very sensitive to like visual stuff in food, so it's very difficult for me, even though I love the taste of it, to eat certain meats like chicken wings on a bone. I just don't enjoy all the, just the meat aspect of it. It's just what I'm looking at. It's not visually appealing. And so I'll eat the very awful tasting chicken tenders. But chicken tenders can be good if it's a whole piece of white meat, a whole piece of white meat chicken, battered and not too dry. That's really good. But those store-bought processed chicken nuggets, I enjoyed them as a kid, but as an adult, I realized they're just not too good, even with very tasty sauce on the side. My favorite sauce would be honey mustard. Barbecue, of course, is a winner. But I've noticed over the last couple decades, everyone's been going with ranch dressing, some kind of white dressing for their chicken. It's okay, I'm not all about that. I still like the honey mustard. But if a chicken tender is made well, it's good on its own without any sauce. So that's what I got at the movie theaters. They call them Love Me Tenders. And all the foods are based off of movie references. And then they had the Fight Club, which is a club sandwich with fries. Alright, what should we get? The thorny succulent or the Kunark rhino? I think I'm going to go for the succulent. I like the loop better on the succulent. Sometimes you can get like black pearls. So I'm down to 72% life. We'll pull them over here. Looks like someone is advertising their porting. Dial-a-port, Z-Tech says. He's taking you to everywhere you want to go. I noticed you get a lot of port traffic out here, because if you don't port out of here, ooh, it's a pain in the butt. I do the boat rides most of the time, and that is not the fun, quick way to travel. The problem with the boat rides is you have to keep checking your computer to see when the boat arrives. Because if you miss it, it's a long wait. I wouldn't mind it so much if I could just go AFK and the boat would pick you up automatically and it would take you and drop you off. That way I can just kind of change the window and watch YouTube videos, and by the time I come back I'll be there, but you have to be present at your keyboard. Demands your attention. Nice, we're up to 59% of the way. Let's go back and use more bandages. So 2 bandages will take me up to over 50%. Not too much to ask for. We're at 48, so it's going to bump us over 50%. I like that. Iksar is a good race to play for Monk. You get that experience penalty. Sometimes I wish I was human just so I didn't have to deal with that. That experience penalty is very harsh. We're back in action. Action Jackson. It's a spiked succulent, so I'm not sure which one's the stronger of the two, spiked or the thorny. If we destroy this one easily, I'll say it's the weaker of the two. It's gonna rain the entire video. Just raining out here. Now it's dark. When I was logging in, I was thinking, please don't be raining. Please don't be dark. I'm not kidding. So it was pretty easy. So I was also playing a little bit of Warhammer video game, the RTS game called Warhammer Berserker. Soulstorm. I was playing Soulstorm. I have to play RTS games on easy mode. I can beat it on normal, but I don't like to lose, so I put it on easy mode. And even on easy mode, it was kind of challenging. I'm just terrible at RTS games. They require a lot of micromanagement, and I'm just not good at it. I mean, you can practice, but I don't want to put practice to get good at a game that's got a campaign mode on it. So I was doing terrible. I put the game on easy mode, but I love how you can get war gear for your hero, your major unit. So I'm playing the Necrons. And I regret my war gear choice, but I like to get anything that's ranged combat. I like to level those up. So that's a really good game. Warhammer Dawn of War Dark Crusade is only like $3 on Steam. And then someone recommended I tried a game called Brotato. So I bought that. It was very cheap. And then I bought this game called Spore for like $5. I'm not sure, it's like a world building game with open world it's not really sandbox, just open world. There is a progression system where you go from being in a puddle to getting legs and going on land, and then you do tribes and things like that. I guess it's okay. I just didn't give it much of a chance. Okay, come on. Men, to be ready. I'm already bored of sitting here. Start looking for mobs here. Men will be ready in a second. I don't want the tiger. I want the thorny succulent. So I'm going to start pulling it back. By the time I get him back to the mountainside, men will be ready. But I don't want him to get away. So let's start getting him over to this area. He just keeps going farther away from me. Oh, I hit feign death. I meant to hit range attack. Alright, we're pulling him back. Isn't this great music? So I'm not going to have sushi for lunch. Now I have to figure out something else to eat. I have sausage, cheese, egg biscuits. To like Jimmy Dean or something. I have some of those. I have some leftover spaghetti. I have some frozen pot pies. They sound okay. Oh, I'm getting beat bad. Lots of unanswered damage. I've got some cheese butter tortillas. I can make cheese quesadillas. And it's really easy to make. So you just get a frying pan. And I just spread butter all over one side of a tortilla. Lay it into a hot skillet. Let it fry on one side. Then I put cheese in the center. Just kind of spread it out a little bit, and then fold it in half into like a semicircle. And then just flip it over a few times, and it'll be ready to eat. It's cheap and it's tasty. Men wasn't even ready. Ooh, there's this cord going around. Hold on. Dang it. It's in the way. Alright, one more bandage. We are now at 60% of the way through the level. Sushi looks like it's very hard to make. I wish I knew how to make sushi so I can have fresh, good sushi. I have to marry someone who knows how to make sushi or something. You know, it'd be amazing if I can go fishing, catch fish, bring them home, and they'd be super fresh, and then you're married to someone who knew how to like cook them up, and you can eat your catch at the end of the day. That would make fishing so much nicer. I always let my fish go. And I wonder if you catch a fish, does the fish remember and it makes it harder to catch them again? They remember what it was like getting hooked. I don't think fish are that smart. But they would definitely get spooked. I'm sneaking. Alright, we're at 82%. Let's get another tiger. The tigers are strong. This is going to be maybe too risky. And I could try it. Kind of want something different though. I'm not a fan of fighting tigers. My favorite is the berserkers. They have those whips. It's too bad I can't turn in the tails. Rhinos are my least favorite, and I like fighting the chickens, the angry chickens. Those are fun to fight too. There's a huge golem over there, blocking the way. It's like there's nothing over here, then all of a sudden there's like a bunch of things over here. We can fight this succulent, spiked succulent out here in the open fields. The plains of the over there. See how many things are over here? There's Sarnak Knights. They always give me trouble too. Alright, we're gonna go with this thing. I don't like how you have to face them just to get the throwing ranged weapon to get proc. Ow! How's he on my tail? Running sideways. So there was a game also on Steam that I was thinking about getting one day called Knights of Honor. I don't know, it's like a kind of an obscure RTS game from the early 2000s. I never played before. It looked kind of good. It's like $10 on Steam. But $10 is even a lot for a game made over 20 years ago. Sometimes those games are even free. They're just not supported, and the company that ran it just kind of folded or something. Who knows? Alright. We're killing everything blues. 61%. So I'm getting a lot of these things. They're stackables now. Let's see. They're called succulent saps. I got 6 of them stacked up high. We'll save those for when we go back to town. Because if I sell them at the greedy vendor, I'm going to take a huge loss in coins. Take a break. I've been playing for about 25 minutes and it hasn't stopped raining in game. Alright, let's take a look around now. My life is already getting pretty filled up. I could pull this one. The rhinos are fast though. It's gonna come charging after me. Bunch of rhinos out. So maybe we'll go with the cacti. There's a thorny and a spiked one. I'm gonna go for the thorny one. See if I can. There we go. Get ye over here. If you guys like audiobooks, I might have talked about this on one of my other videos, but if you like audiobooks and you're looking for a good one, I'm listening to one by Stephen King called You Like It Darker, and it's got short stories. They call them novellas. And there's one in particular I really enjoy. It's called Danny Coughlin's Bad Dream. You didn't hear it from me, but you can find it on YouTube as well if you want to save a little money. At least check it out or something. Oh, I'm down to 28%. But I've listened to the entire audiobook, and I was listening to it on the way home and on the way to work, and when I got home it was bedtime and I stayed up listening to it because I wanted to hear it. It was on the edge of my seat. So it's like a crime thriller. It's not so much a horror book. This guy has a bad dream, and he dreams of a scene of where not a crime happened, but where a body was buried. And so then he goes out there and it really is there. And so he feels like he has to report it. So when he reports it, he buys one of those phones that you can use, prepaid phones. And of course, he gets caught. He doesn't get caught, but he's a suspect. Without giving too much more away, it's like a cat and mouse thing where he's under investigation. And it's very intense. I liked it a lot. I'm probably going to listen to it today. After I'm done recording, I'm going to put it on and let it run in the background. I go muck around in the kitchen and just listen to the audiobook. So if you guys are looking for a good one, it's called Danny Coughlin's Bad Dream. It's part of the You Like It Darker series from Stephen King. Give it a try. Find it on YouTube. And then if you really enjoy it, buy it. So I think that's going to end this video. It's 28 minutes long. I made a little dent in my hell level of 40. I think we gained about 10% of the level. Remember, I'm an Iksar and I got a penalty and we're in hell level. Otherwise, I would have made a lot of progress. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend, Saturday. And this recording is over at 11 a.m. and it's going to upload this video about 11:40 as long as the sound working. So, talk to you guys later. Bye.